Hello, everyone, and welcome to Snap Take. This is Glazer of Snap Judgments, the official podcast of Marvel Snap Zone, and you guessed it, I'm back. We've got giveaways, we've got 3 new decks, we've got weekend mission decks, we've got an absolute ton for you today. So let's get started by telling you about our season pass giveaway for April. We're starting with 10 season passes. We're always giving away 15. The last 5 will come, but we're starting the season by giving away 10 season passes. They are going to be real simple to enter and win here. You can win a season pass by liking, and commenting. As long as you're subscribed, any like and comment on a video from this video you're watching right now, Friday's video, to Tuesday's video, every single comment section will have its own giveaway winner. So you have a chance to win there. We're also giving away, right as this goes live, the tweet for the month will go live. It'll tell you what to do. You access that tweet, and as you do, you can win one of 5 season passes on our Twitter at SnapJudgeCast. So check that out. It's linked to that's in the video. We're going to give away more. We've also got another giveaway. Yeah, another giveaway coming right before the question section, after the question section, right around the question section in this very video. Our first deck is DottGeo. DottGeo is a phenomenal player, and this is Infinity Machine. This I kind of love because it's running a bunch of the cards from this new season, except Hope Summers. Because this feels like the most obvious Hope Summers deck ever, but when you play it, you realize it doesn't actually want. Magic is way better for what it does. It's running the War Machine combo of basically Infinite and Ebony Maw. Those cards are really great with Blob. They're also, War Machine's also really great with Professor X. Cannonball is great with Professor X, so why not do that? And because all these cards are fairly expensive, you throw in a Pixie just for the occasional, like, oh crap, look, Infinite's a 1/6 type of nonsense. It's a really, really fun and really powerful deck. I love it. I know a lot of people watching don't have access to all these cards. I promise you we will do some cheaper War Machine decks before this video is over. We're doing weekend mission decks today. All right, so you can find DottGeo at twitch.tv/DottGeo. Our friend Desert Fox Googly got an Infinity border with this deck, so it is legit. This one has no replacements for Blob, Cannonball, War Machine, and Pixie. You can try something like Arrow for Cannonball, I guess, or Vision for Cannonball. It's not as good, but it's playable. No Hope, I think, is pretty cool. Nebula can be Iceman or Nightcrawler here, and I promise you, we're going to do a cheaper War Machine deck next. So I'd also just like to note DottGeo is the Italian player who just like lives at the top of the Infinite leaderboards, constantly finishes near the top of major tournaments, was 3rd in the Snap Fan World Championship. I think he's the best player in the world right now. He's at least right up there with, well, the person who's got the #1 deck right now. And of course, the great Lambie series will be on the podcast. Was going to be this week, but it's actually going to have to be soon. We'll talk about that at a later point in this video. So turn 1, Nebula over Sunspot. You only Maw if you already have and know you're going to play War Machine. I tend to like to save Maw for later. Turn 2, Pixie over Ravonna, pending your hand. Turn 3, I like Pixie or Ravonna plus a 1 over Magic. So this will be my Nebula or Sunspot turn with that Pixie or Ravonna. I will drop Magic here. I just think it's better to drop Magic later because if you're playing against like a Thanos, they're often to use Reality Stone for like a draw if they didn't see you Magic yet, right? The longer you can wait to Magic, the better. You really can't Magic much later than turn 4 in this deck, so turn 4 is Magic, or if you got Ravonna down, Professor X is absolutely stellar. Very powerful into the meta. Turn 5 is basically the same thing as turn 4, or War Machine. Turn 6, War Machine if you played Infinite. War Machine, sorry, if you have Infinite and Maw in hand, or you can pass for that Infinite She-Hulk combo, or you can just pass altogether, sorry, or you can just play Blob. Another thing you can do is you can skip turn 4 if you played Magic. Sorry, you can skip turn 5 if you played Magic on turn 3 or 4, and then you can go War Machine and She-Hulk into Infinite and Ebony Maw, and it's just a ton of power. And turn 7 is whatever the biggest thing you have left is. Cool. Really simple to play, very powerful, really cool cards, very cool deck. You love to see it. It is dropping an absolutely insane amount of power all over the board while not being gone of control options. I've seen a lot of War Machine reviews, and we're going to review War Machine before the end of this video, have no fear. I've seen a lot of War Machine reviews that are like, well, it just doesn't put up enough power to really compete. That's reasonable. This deck does. Some decks, like the other high rolls of War Machine, when your only War Machine high roll is Infinite and Maw, and you don't have any tech cards, you're going to run into trouble. But Infinite Professor X, Blob, She-Hulk, Cannonball. Like, now you've got enough win conditions to really threaten a game of Marvel Snap. All right, so please hit that sub button, hit that like, hit that comment. Beyond the giveaway, we bring you 7 days a week of videos here on the channel, at least 3 brand new decks every single weekday from some of the best players of Marvel Snap. We get exclusives. We teach you how to play them. We run tournaments, everything you need for your Marvel Snap journey, including bundle guides and everything else. Hit that sub, hit that like, hit that comment. We don't think you'll regret it. In addition, we're giving away some more of the Captain America bundle. We gave away one on last Monday's video. We have a grand total of 4 of the PAX bundle to give away. I'm not even keeping one myself. Every single one I have, I'm giving away, I promise. This was a PAX exclusive that very few people have. The card is nice, but the card back is what people really want, because that is gorgeous. Our first winner is X Cotton. X Cotton X1, you have until Sunday to claim it, or I'm going to give it away. I don't want to let this last forever because, well, I don't want these to expire. We are giving away one for Snap Judgments League members, which is $1 patrons, who played all 4 of their Snap Judgment League games. So we are also, one of those lucky players is going to get this exclusive variant. We are also giving away 3 variants for those people, 2 regular and 1 premium subscription member. Cool. We are giving away one for $10 patrons. If you are a member of our $10 patron tier, which is, I don't know, 40-ish people right now, you will have an exclusive chance. There will be 1 PAX season pass just for you. And then I've got 1 extra one, and I haven't decided how I'm going to give that away yet. Let me know if you have any good ideas in the comments that aren't just gimme, gimme, gimme. Cool. All right, X Caution, by the way, email snapjudgmentspodcast@gmail.com to claim your prize. All right, questions of the day. Iceman wonders how much I like the MCU. And here's how much I like the MCU. I've seen every single MCU movie in the theaters, from Iron Man on to, I don't know, whatever the hell the most recent was. I've seen every single MCU movie in theaters, from great movies like Black Panther to, I gotta hear my mouth. Sorry. To whatever movies like, Eternals. I've seen every single MCU movie. I love them very much. Are they all good? No. But even the bad ones have a special place in my heart. Being a comic fan growing up, when comics were sort of fringy, was not always easy, and seeing them be mainstream, these big, giant budget movies, is extraordinarily cool. I will, however, not watch every single MCU thing on Disney, because those are bad and take forever. Or most of those are bad and take forever. Secret Invasion does not need to be seen. So everyone keeps asking me where the podcast was. We did a podcast with Gunny, Ika, and Woody, MJ last week, and it was an absolutely stellar podcast. I was really, really proud of it. It was supposed to come out Saturday, but the audio was irrecoverable. Someone's audio basically didn't come through, and it messed up the audio of everyone else, and then there's no real way to salvage the conversation when one person who talked a bunch just doesn't exist. And I'm really sorry, especially to Woody and especially to Ika, who stayed up until like 6 in the morning to record it. I promise you to do my very best to get them on again as soon as humanly possible. While we're here, we had a last minute change to our schedule. We were going to record tonight with Lambie, but neither Lambie nor Roy could actually make it tonight, so we're going to reschedule. I promise you there will still be a podcast as soon as humanly possible. We are not skipping 2 weeks, and we're going to do a double podcast within the coming week, couple weeks, to make sure that we're completely caught up. Also, just because we're in full give and back mode. Monday night, I'll be on Tucker's stream to talk about the new season. I'm going to review all the new cards and all the new stuff for the new season on the great Tucker's stream, TUCCRR, if you want to check that out on Twitch. All right, and then a bunch of people asked how my vacation was. It was great. We went to the Dominican Republic. We were there for 4 full days. 2 days we sort of lazed around the hotel, bouncing between the beach and the pool, having a great time. One day we had a wonderful excursion where we learned that I'm terrible at snorkeling and can't see anything without my glasses, but I still had a good time. We hung out with a bunch of pigs that we fed. We went to like a mid-ocean shallow pool that was beautiful. We were on a boat all day. It was absolutely a blast. One of the best times I've ever had. And then the day after that, we went and played with some monkeys, I guess, and it wasn't amazing. It wasn't as good as you wanted it to be. The monkeys didn't really want to cooperate. A lot of the earlier stuff was basically an advertisement to sell us mamajuana, which is kind of disgusting if you've ever had it. It's Dominican liquor. It basically tastes like mead, and I don't need my alcohol to be sweet. I tend not to drink a lot when I'm on family vacations anyway, but either way, wasn't for me. But overall, it was a genuinely great trip. I had a wonderful time with my wife. I had a wonderful time with my son. Everyone had a great time. We came back refreshed, rejuvenated, happy. If you'd like your questions read out in tomorrow's video, please leave one in the comments. Our next deck, this is the number one deck promised in the at the top of the video in the first slide. This is from PogiBonsi. It is a Phoenix Force deck, and we've seen this list before with one exception. It takes that Doctor Strange slot or that Living Tribunal slot and says, but what about Shang-Chi? At this point, we're settling in that this is the version of the Phoenix Force that is best, where the only card that is really, really up for grabs is Shang-Chi. You would see earlier versions that wouldn't run Deathlock, but Deathlock is required basically if you're going to run Nimrod, because sometimes you kill something early, and then you need a way to get rid of Nimrod later. Everything else here is fairly straightforward. Jet taught us all to play this deck better. I think this is a tier 1 deck at this point. It's as good as Thanos. It's as good as anything in the game. It's just significantly harder to play. So it's that good for a significantly lower percentage of players. So you can find PogiBonsi at twitter.com/PogiBonsi01. This is another Italian player, another one of the best players in the world. Phoenix Force is needed, and so is Nimrod. You can try Iron Fist for Ghost Spider. It's worse, but it is doable. Everything else is Series 3. Also, please note the other 2 cards needed are Series 4, so that's pretty cool. Alright, Pogi is currently number 1 with this deck, so turn 1 pass unless Nico is either double or destroy. I will play Nico at any point that she is the destroy next card you play, or she is the double power. If Nico is the double power, then you can destroy her, and then Phoenix Force that back for, let's say you get Nico to 4, then destroy her, right? She's going to come back with Phoenix Force as a 10 and then double again to 20. If you can get a Shuri on that, you've now got like a 40 power card. It's completely bonkers. You get a ton of power, and then you can always move that wherever you want and then Zol it. The copy of Nico is a playable situation. I don't like it. Basically, the copy gives you, if you destroy the copy, right, then you get the 2 7 power movable Phoenix Forces, which is nice, but it's not amazing. Okay. Turn 2, Multiple Mana Torch, ideally with the Nico destroy first. Turn 3, eat them, or you Venom alone mid. If you didn't see anything else, you can just drop Venom alone mid just fine. Turn 4, Phoenix Force on either Multiple Mana Torch or on that Nico, or you can drop Shuri. Turn 5, Nimrod or Phoenix Force. If you drop Phoenix Force, this is a really great time to drop Ghost Spider too. Nimrod should be on Shuri, obviously, and you'll be fine. Turn 6, move Phoenix Force. If Phoenix Force's target is Nico or Torch, you Zola it. If Shuri, Nimrod, eat it twice. If Shuri, Nimrod is left and Venom is mid, you Zola Venom, and then Venom is going to eat that those Nimrods and make you a bunch of big Venoms, 12 power, 15 power Venoms, and leave you a bunch of leftover 12 power Zolas all over the place, which is pretty freaking good. It's an amazing deck. This is an incredibly powerful deck that's worth learning. If you would really, really, really like a master's version of a different version of this, please check the Lambie Discord. We also did a video on it like a month ago. Jet wrote like an entire booklet of different plays and how to play Phoenix Force optimally. It's a different version of the deck, but basically everything but the Nimrod play lines stay the same. And I just told you Nimrod's coolest play line. Also, fair warning, for the Torch play, you can feel free to move Torch to a slightly unexpected location and let Shang-Chi win the game in a different one, because Shang is awesome. Alright, quick look at the deck. Also, this is real close to a bunch of hips. This is a ton of hips, 2 Jacintos, and then that Nico, and that Nico hip is coming. Oh, and Ghost Spider, poo. So we're really, really close to a full hip deck with this one. We'd love to see it. It's extremely strong. Remember, do not cut Deathlock if you're running Nimrod. You need that extra destroy outlet, and there's not another one in the game. All right, weekend review for War Machine. We're going to give you a final review on Monday. I was away, so I don't have as strong opinions as I usually do, but right now, I think this is a very good card that's going to be better when everyone's not playing it. Everyone is currently playing for it. Everyone is currently attacking for it. There are metas where this would be the best card in the game. That is not the meta we're in right now. This is just a good card. Is it great? No. Is it amazing? No. Is it must have? No. It's a very good card. I'm going to tell you right now, it's about the same tier as Cannonball. If you told me Cannonball was better, I wouldn't argue. If you told me this is better, I wouldn't argue. It is worse than Mockingbird. It is worse than Hope Summers. Also, for the love of God, buy Hope Summers. You have like 4 days left. Hope is a must-own card. Cool. That's where we are with War Machine. It's a good card. Let's talk about weekend mission decks. We got 2 more Hope decks, and half the decks since Hope came out have been Hope decks, so feel free to look through old videos for plenty of Hope decks. We've got 2 more War Machine decks, and we had a bunch from the past couple days of those as well, and 2 with both, with the last one having a full guide. Our first is Owl Snaps Evo. This is the Evo deck I've been playing right now, the Hope Summers deck I've been playing right now. It's really good. I love it. I'm a big fan of this exact style, where basically you're going Hope into like Cyclops, right? And then you've got 6 on that next turn, so you can go Professor X and Sunspot Professor X and Nebula if you want, or you can drop, or you can pass and do She-Hulk and Hulk, or you can pass and do Cannonball and She-Hulk. There's an absolute ton of plays, and opponents will have a really hard time playing around it. I love this deck. It's stellar. It's got a super high run. It's got like a 65% win rate overall and a 73% win rate in Owl's hands. This is stellar, and I love it. And if you have Cannonball and Hope and Evolutionary, you should play it. You don't need Jeff, although Jeff is great. You don't need Jeff or Nebula. All right, this is Hope Silky Smooth. This is, there have been a million versions of this. I wanted to highlight this because, hey, look, Captain Marvel's in it now. Captain Marvel was recently buffed from 4/4 to 4/5, and thus is a reasonable card again. You can drop it on Hope without having to worry too much. It'll move out if necessary. People often tend to abandon Hope lanes because your Hope play signifies that you are going to commit real strength there. But between Captain Marvel, Silk, Vision, and Jeff, and Spider-Man, you are not necessarily doing so. Juggernaut is some real spice here. I don't know who made this exact version, but I love it. I played a little bit. This is very cool and very strong. Again, that Juggernaut spice is just chef's kiss. Even with 1 extra Hope, being able to Juggernaut and Captain Marvel at the end of the game is super duper strong. Or Juggernaut and Shang-Chi, as the case may be. You get the idea. All right, next up we have Night Machine. This is our War Machine deck. War Machine deck that does not have Hope Summers, which is a Black Knight Annihilus build. So we saw a version of this from Big Baby. We saw a version of this from Woody a while back. That's basically saying, okay, if I do the Black Knight stuff plus the Annihilus stuff, I should be able to win a bunch of games of Snap. Well, War Machine's just extra tech here because it works on 4 different cards, right? It works on Cull, being able to play Cull without worrying about a 1. It works on Sentry, being able to play Sentry right. Often just means no Void to even worry about. And being able to play Infinite. All 3 of those are absolutely excellent plays. You also obviously have the Zabu shenanigans with Cull, Sentry, Ghost Rider, and the Ebony Blade. Or you can just turn 5, drop frickin' War Machine a Demon, and then go Infinite, and that'll win you a fair number of games of Snap. This is very good. It gets outpowered right now. There's a lot of Destroy in the meta. There's a lot of like Phoenix Force type stuff that just goes too big for this. But if you're not going to run into that, then this is absolutely nuts. Next up, we have Lockdown. Everyone thought this type of Storm Lockdown would be dead, but like killed by War Machine, including me. But as it turns out, like, you play War Machine and then like having to actually play into that Storm lane's kind of a pain in the ass. It makes it really hard to win another lane. So like this is our standard Guardians-ish version of Lockdown, and just says why not have War Machine? I want to be able to get into my Storm lane sometimes. And usually when you're trying to get into that Storm lane, just for the record, is turn 4, not turn 5. You're not doing anything fancy here except getting into that Storm lane. But hey, they took out that Storm lane while you didn't expect it. You take it back with a 4/6 play, and then you can play a 5/8 there or whatever nonsense there on turn 5, and then you should get priority for Lithe. There's a million ways to get into that lane. If your opponent's playing the same thing and they're trying to compete the same ways, you've got more accesses to put power wide. Finally, we have a War Machine dump. This is our first War Machine Hope deck. This is not our guide. This one's really self-explanatory. In that Ebony Maw is a really good card to play, right? As is Infinite, and well, with Hope, you can do both. You can even go Hope into Dracula, into War Machine, right? And now you can spend turn 6 going Maw Infinite, and hopefully if you played all your 1s on curve earlier, your Destroyer is just what Dracula's going to discard. Use Cosmo and Armors to have safe Destroyer plays. You can zero that Titania, you can zero the Maw, you can zero the Destroyer, as the case may be, as is necessary. Hell, you can even War Machine and zero on turn 5 so that you can play Destroyer and Maw, which is just silly power, right? Like, you're adding silly power to the board, and it's not in expected ways or expected places, so opponents have a really hard time reacting and dealing with it. Next up, we have Safety Machine. This is our final deck of the day. This is Safety's War Machine deck, and I love it. Safety is a genius, and this is a great way to play it. Again, War Machine here is enabling Crossbones, Cull Obsidian, and Infinite. Ebony Maw as plays. But like, what you're really trying to do is have optionality. The Infinite play is nice, but not the requirement of the deck, not what you're really trying to do here, right? What you're trying to do is use Kitty, Angela, and Hope to build up a bunch of energy and a bunch of power. And if you can get Zabu out at some point with that extra energy, you can have a last turn that's relatively easy to get to, like, 2 4s and a 2, right? Like, it's not impossible to get 8 energy. It's really hard to get 9, which would be amazing. But it's really easy to get 8 energy here. And if you have 8 energy, you're probably going to win the damn game at the end of the game, because 4-10, 4-8 are really big. All right, twitter.com/safetyblade, Kitty, Hope, War Machine, and Zabu are needed. Luckily, you can just buy Hope for now, and Kitty and Zabu are Series 4, which means you need War Machine of cards you shouldn't already have access to. Jeff can be Nightcrawler without missing too much. Cull Obsidian can be Drax. Drax is really good right now. People aren't playing him, but he is. Fair warning. And this also won an Infinity ticket from one of our friends. Alright, Safety Blade is still a genius. Turn 1, Kitty. Turn 2, Zabu over Angela. Turn 3, Hope over Zabu. Turn 4, War Machine on Hope, or Crossbones, or 2/2s. Angela and Zabu are perfectly fine here. Turn 5, if you can drop Infinite, they don't have Shang, feel free. Or you can drop War Machine, or you can just play Vision. Vision's still really good. Turn 6, Infinite and Maw, or 2 3s. And that is how you win the game of Marvel Snap. This is one last look at Safety Machine. It is a deck enabled almost entirely by War Machine, but War Machine is great in it. Crossbones is just a lot of tempo, as is Cull Obsidian. And Maw and Infinite are great closers to what is already a very strong deck. Certain tiers of support on our Patreon come with on-air thanks. These are the people who will be up for the extra PAX East giveaway of Captain America. Thank you so much to Abigail Gieslam, Mandatory Burnout, Cables, David G. Wingfield, Direwolf, LAB, Father Newman, Good Dog Gamer, Inc., Jane Every, J. David Dodolino, Aquila Platino, Caretix Lee, Koire, KCH, Doku, Philip Rakovich, Haplo, Kenny Loggins, Rob Silverman, The Bizza, Jave Bussy, Xforce V, Skippy G, Tommy Nyquist, Black Dahlia, The Great Kazoo, Jessica Gamble, Models, Louis Antunes, Matt H., Mikey Hijinks, No Flex, Ocularis, Pretty Chill, Seamus, Spike Jones, Two Ties, The Pirate King Tucker, The Homie Man, and of course, Gunny T. Alright, so some of you have noticed that the shop thing has been missing. I'm moving that onto Twitter daily, so if you want, check out my Twitter at SnapJudgeCast. I'm just going to post my my shop for the day and like what I think of the variants I'm buying, what I'm not buying, and stuff there, just because these videos are long and complicated, and it's just a nice way to move and spread some content around. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you're interested on the Patreon, on the $5 and $10 tier, there will be an exclusive video coming up tomorrow, going over my top 10 decks from the videos of the week, including the Gunny and Yeti decks from earlier. I'd like to thank them so much for covering for me. Check out Snap Tactics, Gunny T, and Savage Yeti Gaming, both on YouTube. Show them some love for the support. Thank you so much for your patience while I was away. I missed you all very much. I missed doing these videos. I'll see you tomorrow later in the day for the podcast. We're figuring out exactly how and what we're going to do for it. And peace.